All right, everyone, welcome to today's video. Today, we're going to go through in 10 minutes how to make your first song in Soundtrap. So let's get started. So once you're in the studio, you can go into the loop tab and start off with finding yourself a drum beat. And you can program this yourself if you want to, but I'm going to start off here. You can search for full drums, and here you will get full drum beats that are available for you. I'm going to check a couple. This brick one's really nice, so I'm going to start off here. Now I can see that it's called Fresh Kit 4. So now I'm going to search for Fresh Kit 4. So a lot of these full beats come with both a kick and snare and a tops loop. So I'm going to drag those in as well. Now we can get the entirety of the drum track, but with a little bit more control. So here, and these separated, because if we want to do arrangement with this later, we can, for example, take away the tops and add them in a little bit later. So we go from, and that's really nice. So that's my first tip. Then if you want to program this yourself, you can add a drum track, use the patterns beat maker or the piano roll to add in your own patterns. No pun intended. So here, let's see, I'm going to add kick, 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 kick. And then with the snare hits going in on here and on here. So now we have a drum kit that sounds like this. And you can go even further with this. But now let me just start off with what we had in the beginning. So I'm going to add a new track, go to synths, and here inside of the synth panel, we can open up our preset selector. I'm going to search for Cute Sign because I love this synth so much. Obviously, I made it. But going into the chord section here, we can then listen to a bunch of different chords. And I'm going to go to the EDM one because I know that I like that one. And here we can play out with some chords. And now I can start by adding a couple of things that I want to add. So let me just play this out for the sake of it. So with that, I can now add these by just clicking the plus button. So I'm going to start with this one, go to this one, then this one, and maybe this one. Now we can listen to the full thing. Very nice. So now we can actually add something along the lines of a bass or an 808. So now that we have all of this added, we can add and copy this over. So if you just hit Command or Control D, you'll duplicate the entire thing. So I can merge the regions just for the sake of it making it easier. Now that I'm opening this up by double clicking, I am now on the Cute Sign, going to the piano roll, and just make one simple edit where I just want to remove everything except for the lowest note. And here we have it. So now we're basically just playing the bass notes of the entire chord progression. So what I can do is go in here, go to instruments, go to the preset selector again, and then go to bass. And here we can play out with a bunch of different ones, but I know specifically that I want a classic Reese because classic Reese sounds really nice. But we want to shift it down. How do we shift it down, you ask? Command Shift and down on your keyboard, and you get a full octave. Let's do one more. Yeah. There we go. So now we can pull down the volume a little bit on that. We can copy this over so we get that full progression playing throughout both of the different sections. Now I want to add some texture. So let's say texture loops. We have a bunch of them. Detune textures. That could be nice. Let's see what else we got. This is perfect. So let's listen to it all together now. And the thing is, I think that these are fighting a little bit for space. Also because this is very, very apparent and in your face. Here we can go in and add a couple of effects. One particular one that I really wanted to show you is the filter, because this one will help you make way better music. So here you make sure that you listen to the two things that you figure are fighting for space. And here you can use the low cut to cut out the bass frequencies. And then you can use the high cut to cut out the higher frequencies. And if you listen to it by itself, it's very, very thin. Kind of like a radio. But once you add in your bass and your main chords, I think actually on this one we can pull it a little bit higher. Yeah. And now you can start adding a bunch of creative effects, especially the blue ones here. You have time-based effects, so mod delay, reverb. Add a couple of those in. I'm just arbitrarily going to turn some knobs and see what we can get with that added. We get a weird spacey vibe. And then with the same mentality on the millions loop here. What I can do here is, if I've already created something that I like, I can just hit Command or Control D to duplicate it, delete that track, and all the settings are going to be saved on that copy. So I'm just moving the millions down. So now with the drums, we have a full production going from part A to part B. And with something as simple as that, we have gotten started making our first track in Soundtrap. I hope you enjoyed this video, got a little bit of an idea on how to get started with making your own music in Soundtrap. And with that said, leave a comment down below if you want us to answer any of your questions in a video. And finally, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.